If it was easy, there was no point for me to be there. I like to be outside the comfort zone. Yeah.
Adversity teaches us more than what comfort would.
I discovered that architecture is what is my true passion.
The global exposure is really important in terms of your personal life as well as your mindset in your business.
If you can do it by yourself, you really came out a different person.
When did you think that, it was right moment for your transition? Hi everyone, I'm Mohsinaa Ahmad. Welcome to yet another episode of Boss Talks with me, Mohsinaa Ahmad. Today we have Francesco Spaggiari, who is a visionary design professional, strategic connector who bridges architectural innovation, international market dynamics, and creative entrepreneurship. With a rich architectural background rooted in Milan and a transformative professional journey spanning Saudi Arabia and Dubai, Francesco has emerged as a global design and business development expert, transitioning from European architectural practice to becoming a pivotal expert manager for Colombini Group. Francesco has cultivated a unique perspective that interweaves design excellence, market intelligence, and strategic sales approaches, combining this with out-of-the-box thinking. As an architect turned international business development leader, he has demonstrated extraordinary skills in representing premium Italian brands across building materials and furniture sectors. His professional trajectory reveals profound understanding of design ecosystems, product positioning, and the nuanced art of bridging creative vision with commercial success. His leadership at Colombini Group, managing 20 iconic brands across Middle East, Africa, and India, reflects the ability to navigate complex international markets while maintaining an unwavering commitment to design integrity, innovation, and leadership in turning this around. Hi, Francesco. Welcome to my show.
Thanks a lot for the introduction. That was incredible.
How did you first realize that you want to go ahead with architecture?
Well, good question. I asked myself many times. Actually, when I picked up the university, architecture, 18, 19 years old, and I didn't have a clear picture of what I want to become. I studied the high school called the Liceo in Italy. So you pick many different subjects and you mix them all together. So from mathematics to ancient languages. My mother is a teacher of literature and history, and certainly this has influenced me a lot in my choices and in who I am today. But I don't know, to be honest, I chose that university and that path a bit by coincidence. I mean, I felt an attraction to architecture, but the story is that I was in love with a woman that was living not far from Milan. So I convinced, in a way, my parents to send me to Milan to do university and being close to that lady. And I don't regret it. The love choices, I think, are always the best. And it was a lucky choice because I discovered that architecture is what is my true passion. Even if I'm not working as an architect nowadays, I mean, I use my architecture skills, but I'm not working properly as an architect.
Right.
But it's like a sum of all my passion, all my beliefs. Is what I think is the greatest of all arts because it combines all the art together under a roof. You can put everything. Yeah, this is the story.
Love is the motivation.
Love is the motivation.
Francesco, one architecture that is very close to your heart, or you really, whenever you look at it, it gives you that peace, you can meditate just looking at it. So is there any kind of architecture that is very close to you?
Piece of architecture that is very close to me. I am in love with architecture. I travel the world to visit pieces of architecture designed by Zaha Hadid or Daniel Libeskind. There are many. But the first one who came to my mind is a little house that is not far away from where my parents live, whose architect is unknown, but I think he delivered a piece of art to the world and is an unknown. Yes, this is maybe is what I will do myself. Sometimes I'm doing a lot of things. I'm writing. Maybe they will remain unnamed, okay? But maybe they will enhance a bit the life of somebody.
That piece
That's my
of
answer.
architecture that gives you that peace of mind and that calm.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to create one of your own very soon. We wishes for that. You said that you have gone ahead, done your architecture, you have worked for 8 years, an architect. So the creative bent was still there for you to do better, in the probably interior design aspect and things. So when did you start this, and when did you think that, it was right moment for your transition from being an architecture to exploring many, many more facets of interior design and all the aspects?
Well, my biggest transition in life has been when I moved to architecture and interior design and design itself. So studying at the university, then these 8 years where I was fully focused in, I was waking up every day to work to become an architect, the one that you find in the magazine. But my change has been due to a very tough year. Since I was a kid, my favorite number, my lucky number was 13. In 2013, I said, okay, I had my own practice. I say, okay, this is my lucky year, 2013. This is the year I will gain recognition this business. I have some project that should go ahead, very important. I will have fame, my number. Turned out to be the worst year ever in my career. I mean, a lot of problems, crisis, economical crisis had hit hardly Italy in that period. A big issue with the client, big issue with the investment. I did some debts with the bank. So I said, wow, this 13 number is not so lucky. It's better I forget about it. And that year anyway, due to these problems, I decided to go for a different path that was not attached maybe to my dreams of becoming a star, but a more realistic challenge and target that was related anyway to the roots of Italy in terms of business, so related to the made in Italy, to the product. We are master in design and production of products for finishes, for furniture. So I said I want to enter in the business related to the interior design, but a place where I thought there were more opportunity. Now that 10 years more has passed from 2013, I believe that 13 is my lucky number.
Absolutely.
Because that tough year, that where I touched really the bottom, was really tough. That was what creates my muscles, what creates myself, what started creating a real man, not just the boy dreaming of becoming a super architect. So yeah, that was the
Adversity teaches us more than what comfort would.
absolutely.
You said 2013 was a turning point in your life. You come across as a very out of the box thinker, from architecture to interior design to having your own company where you are going ahead and you're promoting brands. So, there's so many levels of aspects of your strengths that you have gone ahead and you're pursuing. And I'm sure that even in the future, you're looking ahead for many different avenues. In 2013, you said, you realized this aspect and it gave, you can do more than what you were doing. Okay. And there are better avenues and you can go ahead and you can profit out of it or you can make a career out of it. So these things, are you still applying it right now that you are in, comfort zone, or are you imbibing the comfort zone?
Yeah, regarding thinking out of the box, I think that really studying architecture, and at least for me, then probably there are many paths to reach creative thinking. But for me, studying architecture has been crucial in creating my mindset of always thinking out of the box. When I have an idea and it's simple, I said this will not work. Even the simplest, I have to change the perspective completely and thinking, look, well, the problem from far away and try to solve it in a new unique way. And this is what the Italian school at least teach to architect is you have a constraint, you have to build a home, you analyze the land, you talk with the client, you understand what are the needs, then you know that the neighbor is doing something the other neighbor or has done something, but you have find a different perspective to be creative and solve the issue in a different way. And with architecture, and there are a lot of issues every day. So this is a mindset that I think I got from the design skill. But then now I apply to business and almost anything. I'm a blogger in LinkedIn. I always say that when I write post per week, and I have my newsletter monthly, more or less. I always say that when I sit to write a post, first couple of ideas that got to my mind, I put aside. They will not be out of the box. So then I started digging a bit, and something a bit more creative, more interactive, more inspiring comes out. There is a similarity between thinking outside of the box, getting out of the comfort zone. I mean, both concepts can be placed under the sort of the same umbrella, I think. Yeah, I don't know why, but I think that till I worked in Milan for a consultancy, I think I've lived in a very, very comfortable zone. Italy was still is an amazing country, but in the 80s and the 90s was like, I remembered it as perfect, a sort of garden, Eden of architecture, food, and I mean, everything was flowing very well. The economy was booming, and we were like such a tiny country. It was the fourth power in the world as a GDP. So imagine just a small country. And so I do not come from a rich family, but so I didn't have any particular problem. And so I think I was, all the challenges that everyone has in studies, in love, these are normal challenges that everyone has, but in a comfort zone. When I opened my business, was 30, and that was the first step out of the comfort zone. And I think I've been living out of the comfort zone till today. Maybe now I am a little bit in a comfort zone, and I start feeling, but yeah, because working on your own is outside of the comfort zone. It's about making a startup. It's by definition outside of a comfort zone. Moving from Italy to Saudi Arabia, changing a job, I think is quite outside of the comfort zone. Moving from Saudi Arabia to Dubai, but changing drastically job, because my first transition was from architect to marketing. And in marketing anyway, there's a lot of creativity. So I could apply the creative thinking to different discipline, but the same, let's say, mindset. But when I moved from Saudi to Dubai, I became a business development manager. So pure sales. Sale is, yes, a bit of creativity in the sales pitch could be applied, but it was a matter of action, everyday action, calling, taking things, meeting, pure action. And it was tough because I was like playing against my nature, which is a nature of thinker and intellectual, who like to think, to like to investigate myself, to look inside rather than outside. And so it was like a big stretch assignment that luckily I did it with an amazing mentor. So it helped me a lot in creating a new part of Francesco. Something that was there. Okay, I'm not like, I've always liked to talk with people but in a different kind of way. So now with my job in Colombini Group as an export manager, it's like I am putting all my skill together and are in harmony, because the major brand we have in Colombini Group, which is one of the leader group, Italian group for furniture, holding many brands. The major one is named Febalcasa, and we work with a network of mono-brand showrooms. So my job is also partially it's made of many things, but also the design of the showrooms, the training to the designer to how to design a kitchen or a living room. So I can use all my expertise as a designer. And then, of course, as an export manager, money play a big part, and the negotiation and sales. So it's like I am blending all what I've learned in my path. And so I feel in a comfort zone because things comes with a lot of challenges, but challenges that are from outside, not from inside. For me, I feel extremely capable in what I'm doing. Then the challenges, of course, the market. I take care from India to Africa, so many different culture. It's a very, very interesting work. I'm happy to do it.
You said 2013 was a turning point in your life, okay?
Yeah.
You felt that turmoil, whatever was happening in terms of your professional life, your personal life. How did you maintain that balance? Did you seek the strength from inside you, or was there someone who was the constant motivator, or did the guidance come to you from the Almighty? So, how did you maintain that energy? And how did you say that it's okay, this year I will not let this happen in the future to me?
Like Snoop Dogg, the rapper. For that moment, I have to thank myself mainly. I'm lucky. I have wonderful people around me. At that point of time, I met a beautiful young woman, and now she's my wife, and we have a daughter together. But it was the beginning of the relationship, and she was young. She was close to me, but she didn't know exactly how to help me out in this turmoil of business. Parents, I mean, they were close to me, but they could not truly understand. They are not entrepreneurs. They've never faced that problem themselves. So I really have to thank myself, because my inner survival instinct,
Instinct, yes.
yes, instinct kept me alive. The fire burning.
Burning,
And
right.
with that little fire, I was able to put little charcoal to spark again. But that's what really create the muscle. Because if you can do it by yourself, you really came out a different person.
At this point of your life, you said, you're a bit of in your comfort zone with your family, with your professional life, and all of it, and blessings are there basically. So, do you have any kind of like ritual or anything like that where you either tap in your creative mindset? Because after talking to you, I feel that creativity gives you a lot of fulfillment. If you can utilize your creative talent
Yeah,
somewhere, it gives you a lot of peace and fulfillment, and that feeling that I'm in a blessed position in life. Okay, so at this
yeah.
point, spiritually, are you following any kind of ritual for yourself, for your inner peace, or tapping in your intuition or creativity in life?
Yes, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm 44. I'll turn in 45 in 2025. 2, 3 years ago, I came across a quote that life does really begins at 40 before you're just doing research. It stuck me because I think, in a way, at least for me, it was true. So now I found a balance. All the turmoil, trying different things, I found a balance. And my daughter, she's 2 years old, helped a lot in giving me this balance, this gratefulness. But I have dreams, even outside my daily job of a manager that I like and I do with passion. But I like, this is something I learned while doing the business development, while doing pure business development. My creativity had to go somewhere, because I had this instinct for creativity. I had to put it somewhere. Otherwise, I could not survive. I mean, I was feeling like in prison in a way. So I started writing as a blogger on LinkedIn. Yeah, with exercise, I became even good at it. It's something that I start liking more and more. And so I always do the extra mile every day, study, to research, and then to write down some ideas. And some of them then find life in a post or in a story that I write on LinkedIn, in my newsletter. Newsletter is not about products. There are stories with principles hidden in between the line. There are, let's say, life principles. Every morning, about my routine, morning and night, I listen to podcast or a conference from different subjects. Could be philosophy, it could be art, it could be business, it could be finance, it could be marketing, it could be football, it could be cinema. And I try to grab some inspiration. I like to build principles that I put in my, let's say, bucket, and I keep it there, knowing that I can change them. A creative mind is always ready to change his beliefs. This is night before sleeping and in the morning. And I read, not every time, but like an hour when I'm flying. I'm always on a plane, and so my habit is to read books of literature. I read 2 books always. I have 2 books with me. One is literature, pure literature. The other is business. So depends on how I feel. I take the business or the literature. My motto, and is also the name of my newsletter, is "Culture is Power." It's about this. It's about combining pure culture with principles of the real tough economic world we live in. So it's like to blend the two things, like blending architecture and interior design with marketing and sales.
Marketing, sales, PR, these are very, very important in today's day and age. Any kind of work I feel that you do, has to have sales, because you have to promote yourself or the brand or the product that you have built. But it has to be promoted. Either you are doing it or you have hired someone to do it, right? With amalgamation with marketing, how have you seen your life changing?
Well, I have to tell you that going into marketing and going into sales makes me calm, because before doing that, I've been also an entrepreneur, as I told you. I had 4 years with my own company, but I was always like praying or hoping, finger crossed, this kind of things. I was very much focused into the creative part of the job, and I was doing, of course, business development and sales, but not in an organized way. It was like maybe this week I'll try to meet that gentleman and try to see if I can get business from him. Let's hope. So this was the approach, because in architecture schools, they don't teach you about marketing and sales. Then with the approach to marketing and sales, I understood that there are principles, again, that transform dreams into a pattern, and pattern is statistics. So is find what it works, and when you find it, just replicate it. Even if I lose, let's say tomorrow they call me, Francesco, you are fired. I was not expecting that, but I would not be afraid, because I say, okay, I have a pattern, I know what to do, I'll do my CV, I'll send it to all these people, I will find another job sooner or later. And this is not because I have my experience and my degrees. This is applied to anyone. 99.5% of the people, they're not fully aware of this process. It's very simple, but if you have never gone through it in a professional and with obsession, you have not really the feel of the power that this process has. This is something everyone can do, because this is like sales more than marketing and communication, is a sales approach. Then, of course, it can be implemented also with communication and marketing and social media, so the things can be even stronger, and of course has an impact. I'm very happy with my work in Colombini. I have personal target with the group. I know where I want to be. Of course, any managers wants also something more in terms of salary and money, but this is human. There are challenges. But anyway, through my LinkedIn and my, let's say, personal branding, how they call it, even if for me is a more of a way of expression. I mean, I have many opportunity knocking at my door monthly. This knowledge of marketing and sales that I gained through experience and studies, because I've always studied. We live in an amazing period of history of human being. We have access to the experience of people that have gone through the ladder of success and gone down, up. So it's easy to gain insight in new topics. Of course, I'm not talking about rocket science, because as an engineer, I know what is really, really, really difficult. But regarding business, life, personal growth, getting better in interaction with other people, there are books, and really it's simple. We're talking about simple principles that are already in ourselves, just to need to be boosted a bit with
hunger, right?
Hunger also, absolutely.
So we are exposed to different kind of knowledge. We have all the knowledge that is there. The thing is where your passion lies. And another thing is that is the hunger there to follow that passion no matter what happens. Knowledge is free now.
I think one of the things that I always remind myself in the morning is get better. Get better. Do a little, but tomorrow you have to be stronger and wiser. As Jim Roth, one of great American motivator, used to say, every day get stronger and get wiser.
You said your company or the brand, Fable Casa. Can you say a bit about it, that, how did you start it, or how did you think of imbibing your creative talents in this? company?
Well, the company is a large company, so I am in a team, and I put my contribution as a manager for living in Dubai, for the Middle East, Africa, and India. So definitely, first of all, for me is listen. I'm here, and my job is first to listen from the client, to listen from the market tendency, the request, the price positioning, a lot of things. But it's first to check, listen, and then report to the marketing manager, this global sales director, in order to make little changes, to find strategies. And Febal Casa is, I would say, the top brand in Italy, one of the brand that is most known in Italy. It's about producing a full furnishing solution for a home. So from the kitchen, the living room, all blended together with Italian style, but with personalize the product to the needs and the personality of the client. Now we are going through an international expansion, which is working extremely well. We have 220 monobrand across the globe. I have a monobrand showroom in every city in Middle East, like from Riyadh, of course, Dubai, and Sheikh Zayed Road, an amazing flagship store, I would say, wonderful. We're doing a boom of this incredible city, but also Cairo, Mumbai, Cape Town. So it's a challenging and beautiful expansion. My next target is to develop India, where we have 3 stores, but India is huge, and it's a business opportunity that very difficult, I have to say, because
Yes, there's a lot
there's a lot
happening.
happening. Yeah, but still challenging. If it was easy, there was no point for me to be there. Someone else could have done it. I like to be, outside the comfort zone, and India is now a challenge outside my comfort zone. This is something I always do when I report things. I never just report things. I report things with a multiple action to be taken. Then, of course, my director, knowing based on the knowledge of the company, will take some action, or we will discuss and change it. But my creative thing is about analyzing and proposing actions. Then, of course, I'm working in a big company, so the big decisions are shared. The medium are taken by me, and I like taking them.
Tell me something here. Okay, so you said, expansion in India as well as you're traveling the world. Do you love your travel routine? Do you love being in different places? And, there's so much of cultural mix that happens. Are you loving this process of, knowing so many different cultures?
The aspect of my job that I love the most. In a way, I've been lucky because I started traveling so heavily in the last 3-4 years. Heavily means that I spend like a week in Dubai and a week somewhere else in the world. So it's like 60% of my time is in traveling. And many other people doing this job I started when they were 25. So I see them now tired of the routine. But for me, it's still out of the box, new, discovering. So for me, it's a perfect balance, because I spend a week with the team and thinking with logic and deciding, taking some action, and the other week I'm thrown in the battle, okay. Yes, and confronting with the different culture. What I've learned is that in the end we are all the same. I mean, wherever you go, from Nigeria to Hyderabad, human beings are human beings. Little things that are changing culturally, of course, but the DNA, and, I mean, the backbones, I mean, we are all human beings. And so I find myself very well anywhere I go.
So, before we end this, I would just like to ask you, you're living in Dubai since some time now. So, please,
Yeah,
how is your life in Dubai, and, what aspects of it do you really love?
I think it's the best place in the world. The Dubai that people know, everyone knows. So maybe the bling Dubai with the fancy car and richness. But what is incredible, there are 2 things that for me are incredible, for which I would never change Dubai with anything else. One is the melting pot of culture. So I don't think there is any other place in the world where you enter in a party or sit in a lunch with new people, and you have no idea what could be the nationality of the person in front of you. She could be from Russia or South America or Chinese. This creates a special energy. And then the second thing that for me is here in Dubai, we are part of the creation of the city. I mean, there are still many things that are missing, but I can see them popping out spontaneously. And so we are still in the process of creation of this city. Yes, from the architectural point of view, everybody knows that. But from the cultural point of view, from the society, from our daily life, it's happening now. For example, just an example, okay? But there are not many concerts in Dubai. I mean, now it's a bit, but compared to Europe, it's like nothing. And the big band from Europe are not coming. But then Coldplay came to Abu Dhabi. They were supposed to do one concert. I think they ended up doing 5. In art, the Art Dubai exhibition, I saw it in the last 6 years. It's growing every year in a way that is amazing. So what I love about Dubai is that I am in the process of growing, not in a city that maybe is wonderful, but is stuck. Here, the energy is about let's grow it, let's do it together.
So, Francesco, thank you so much for joining in and sharing your insights and your story with us, because I feel that the kind of creative person that you are, you will actually be only fulfilled when the creative talents are used. First thing. Second thing, what I
Absolutely.
learn from you is having not just the job, but also having a process of mind where you are free and you are flexible to imbibe a lot of synergies that are happening around you, which are good for you. It gives you a lot of growth in your mindset and it shows in different aspects of your life. Third is that, when there is downfall or when there is turmoil that is happening, you have to grow out of it. You have to keep burning the fire. Like you said, you have to keep your light alive. And the most important one, that the global exposure is really important, because this gives you the benefit in terms of your personal life as well as your mindset in your business that you are doing, because you're open to the whole world, and human emotions
Absolutely.
everywhere irrespective of nationalities. So thank you so much for sharing your insights on this and your creativity.
Well, Mohsinaa, this chat has been amazing. I can feel the energy. I enjoyed it. I felt relaxed. All your podcasts are inspiring. It's real stories. I can find some principles out of them about the life of other people with completely different background, completely different challenges, but with some connection also with me. If you call me, it's not by coincidence. It's like there's a law of attraction that connects people. So keep on rocking with what you're doing. It's amazing.
Thank you so much. Very grateful.